honest, if you keep confusing your Kalashnikov with your Colt in revolutionary Half-Life mod Counter-Strike, then here's how to stay alive that little bit longer in the Game Over Boot Camp.
For the very few of you who haven't heard of incorporates a team play aspect which sees you in control of either counter-terrorist or a terrorist. Now before I start, let me just say that Counter-Strike is no bash the mouse button game like Quake. There's no rocket launchers or bazookas so that you can wipe out 50 people in one shot. Here are a few basic tips for survival. Try to find out which weapon's best for what situations. Use your environment to help you and use things as cover. Listen for footsteps, sometimes sound can be your greatest ally. Buy armour, this can save you your life. If you're one of the few players alive, walk, don't run. Check sniping spots, there's nothing more annoying than having half your team wiped out by a single sniper. Flashbangs will blind your enemy and yourself if you're not careful. To be successful in Counter-Strike, you have to remember the game. You can't be greedy and jump out in the battlefield and expect to kill people because you'll probably cost them the match in money. You have to tactically work as a team and generally use your common sense. It's possible to communicate through radio messages by inputting certain buttons on the keyboard. You can also type comments to your team, although this is a bit risky as it often distracts you. Remember that the guns in Counter-Strike are realistically modelled, so depending what gun they're using and whereabouts in the body they shoot you depends on how quick you'll die. Remember that unlike certain other first-person shooters, you can't be hit too many times. A shot to the head with a gun such as an AK-47 will pretty much end your life. One of the most important aspects of Counter-Strike is speed. Preferably you want to reach a certain spot before your enemy does, therefore enabling you to think of an appropriate plan. Remember, as soon as you buy your weapons, switch to your knife to run faster, and then switch back when nearing enemy encounter. To save time, it's possible to bind your weapons. You can either do this manually via the config file located in the Counter-Strike directory, or by downloading a program from the internet. It's important to strafe while shooting, if under fire by your enemy. Crouching also steadies your aim, so it's best used when an enemy is far away or hasn't even seen you. Well, that's it for this week's bootcamp. Hopefully these tips will teach you how to become a lethal weapon in the world of Counter-Strike.
Now, if you need help and advice with your gaming, we're always here to help. But another way to get help and advice is to join a clan. And if you think that all sounds a bit weird and cliquey, well, then it is. It's all right, really. Here's an insight.
Today, Game Over meets one of the UK's top gaming clans. They are the Counter-Strike maestros known as W92. This is their story.
Originally we played Kingpin, and it was just two of us playing Kingpin. And then we started on Unreal Tournament, which we got a few more people involved. So the three of us in the house were involved. And then Counter-Strike came along and it sort of blossomed from there. Now we're up to 15 people. It's great.
So how long has the clan been together?
It started about 6 months ago when we were all playing Counter-Strike, and there was sort of like 3 people living here, and Naraya and me come over on Wednesdays, like play, so it seemed a pretty good idea just to get it all together and then just get other people involved.
In fact, so dedicated is this group of hardened gamers that they've even built their own game server.
Okay, this is our main server. It's mainly a file server, but we also play Counter 50 gig hard space, 2 Pentium Pro, CD writer, and the funniest thing about it is it was only £100, which we paid towards charity when our company went liquidation.
So what is it about the Half-Life mod Counter-Strike that makes it one of the most popular online games ever?
Counter-Strike has a fantastic replay value. You get on there, you play as a team, and if all things go well, you get an amazing buzz, and you want to play it again. You just want to play it again.
Teamwork. Everyone likes to play as a team, everyone likes to have fun together. To get that all combined into a game which you can play online all around the world is fantastic.
However, the guys do find time to play other games apart from the mighty Counter-Strike.
I've been playing really console games. I don't really play much on the PC. PS1 stuff like Gran Turismo and Medal of Honor Underground.
Well, currently I'm into IGI. That's a cracking game. They've got a brilliant engine. Then we've got a couple of consoles to play, obviously the PSX, and we've got Dreamcast just recently, so we're playing that. Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio, that's fantastic. You know, we just like to sample a lot of different genres, really.
Every once in a while, different clans meet up for epic gun battles. Is there plenty of fierce rivalry?
There is rivalry between clans, but the majority of it is all friendly stuff. You'll say, oh, we beat you, and other people say, yeah, but we slaughtered you last week, but it's all a good laugh. To the extent that people who do beat you, they point out and they'll tell you they beat you, oh, this is the tactic you should have used. Occasionally you get clans who are a bit sore losers, they'll just turn around and say, oh, you had a faster connection than us, oh, you cheated, but the majority of it on Jolt is all really friendly people.
Right, this clan malarkey sounds great, so how do I sign up?
Because there's so many of us, we can cover each other when one of us is on holiday and when one of us is about. At the moment the clan is full. It's quite a friendly clan, so we do have a lot of people that want to join, have a lot of friends online as well. But basically you have to sort of play with us quite a lot and get to know us all, and then speak to Slats and apply to join W92.
Oh well, looks like we'll have to wait for an opening then. Anyway, with the day coming to an end, the lads like nothing better than to relax in front of the telly with some pizza. But one last question, just what is the best part about being in a clan?
Well, it's nice to be able to talk to somebody and then put a bullet in their head 5 seconds later.
So you're connected to the web, but you're bored of surfing the net, yeah? Well, here's 5 more excuses to make your phone bill sky high in the collection. Riding into number 5 is Age of Empires 2. If you love history, then you're going to love this. Battle through the fall of Rome and into the Middle Ages as you lead one of 13 civilizations to greatness. Quivering into number 4 is Quake 3 Arena. You'll either love it or you'll hate it. It scores no point for originality. There's only one tactic in this game, and that is, well actually there aren't any. Just grab a rocket launcher and fire away for pure fun. Shot down at number 3 is Unreal Tournament. It's no Counter-Strike, but it's still an addictive game. The weapon design is completely original, and if you can't afford to play online, then at least you have bots with fairly good AI. Cruising into number 2, it's Command & Conquer Red Alert 2. Once again, it's good versus bad as you control the Allies or the Soviets. Command your troops around undiscovered land as you try to eliminate your opponent. And the king of the castle at number 1, it's Counter-Strike. Well, what can we say about this game? If you don't own it, go and buy it right now. And if you don't own a PC, go and buy one of them too. If you've always wanted to fight terrorists or just be one, then this is the game for you. And for more games info, don't forget to log on to tvchannel.co.uk/gameover. Now, Unreal Tournament on the PC was great. It was fast, fun, and extremely satisfying to frag a friend. But how does all this translate to the PS2? Well, let's see as the assassin swaps his mouse and keyboard for a DualShock pad.
With Quake 3 out and running on Dreamcast for several months, there was no question that PlayStation 2 had to retaliate with something pretty impressive, and they really couldn't have chosen better than the ultra-bloody deathmatch shooter Unreal Tournament. Opinions have always been divided over whether Unreal Tournament or Quake 3 is in fact the best game on Earth, but it's a close-run thing. Quake 3 has the tried and tested Quake range of weapons, whereas Unreal has a slightly more surreal selection ranging from toxic waste guns up to the mighty Redeemer missile. The gameplay is also more fine-tuned towards team play, including domination, assault and team play. Unfortunately, tends to out when you're playing a split screen like this one, which is entirely lacking in any PC. Able to spot certain differences between the PS2 version and the PC version. Some of the textures are a little bit rougher and most of the levels tend to look darker, a little bit more blurry, but generally the sacrifices that have been made here are very minimal, and all the effects you know and love, from the detonation of the rocket launcher to giblets and blood spraying up the walls. They're all in here. This is an unbelievably impressive result for a conversion of a shooter as intense as Unreal. Where Unreal Tournament on PS2 really scored Quake 3 on Dreamcast is that they've given a lot of attention to ensuring that this works well as a console game. You don't get the feeling that you're missing out by not having a mouse and keyboard combination here. Using a combination of the analog sticks and buttons, it's actually very smooth to control. An auto-centering look means that you don't end up looking at the floor when what you want to be doing is blasting somebody to shreds with a rocket launcher. The only real bad point about Unreal Tournament is that they've had to, due to the time it's come out, remove the online option. It would have been nice to be able to play it online. It would have been even nicer if you'd been able to play against PC users. As it is, you can have 4-player death matches, which tends to put a bit of a downer on the whole team gameplay thing. Still, it's a good conversion, and I guess we can do without online play for now.